Peace, y'all. Just setting up. Let's see. I'm gonna try something new. All right. All right, so it is Wednesday, therefore it is another Wednesday wind up. And I've already meditated on the cards as well. I might shuffle a little bit more, but let's see if I can angle this just right. Please bear with me. All right, actually, I don't mind this angle for now. All right, so while I meditated, the message that came to me in the beginning was shine your light. And my hands started sweating. They're still kind of sweating. And I started getting a lot of chills. So at that point, I realized there's some big downloads coming. People are starting to, like I said in the last videos, foundations were being shaken up, broken down, because you're about to come into something new. So you're about to get like a new download, spiritual downloads. Downloads are basically what you would call cosmic upgrades. Changes in your DNA, changes in your auric body, your spiritual body, your mental, emotional body. All that will be affected. But it's coming, especially because we're shifting into a new season. So before I started the reading, I asked, I meditated, asked angels, ancestors, and spirits, and the gods, can they give me just one card that shows or represents the overall energy and the overall theme for this next week or so from Mercury. Wednesday is the day of Mercury. Mercury is planet of communication, logic, technology. It's also known as the messenger of the gods. That's why I choose to do it on Wednesday, so I can receive cosmic messages. And instead of one card, I got two. I have the King of Cups and the Nine of Swords, both upright. And it's very interesting because these two cards are, in a sense, complete opposites. You have the King of Cups is mastery of emotions, emotional fulfillment, emotional stability. The King of Emotions, the King of Water, is very, very, it's not a he, it could be a female or male, but it's just the state of mastery. Being a master of your emotions, being emotionally in control, being emotionally balanced, knowing when to use your emotions and when to shut them off, knowing how to separate yourself from your emotions, to know that you are not your emotions, you just experience the emotions. It also deals with just being overall just generosity, just loving, and anything of a loving frequency, unconditionally loving. And then you get over to the Nine of Swords. That's like worry, that's stress, anxiety, that's mental anxiety. It could deal with having nightmares, anything that's plaguing your mental state that isn't desirable or isn't comfortable. So these are literally their opposing cards. And what I get from it is nothing's keeping you from this King of Cups but yourself, but your thoughts, your negative thoughts. So I think that may have been the message to when I said it was to shine your light, shine your loving light, shine your light, but you have to get out of your head in order to do that. You have to let that go. Whatever pain, whatever mental restrictions you put on yourself, whatever past issues that you have been through, past worries, depression, past anxieties, these fears that you have, it's time to let them go. It's a hindrance. And it's blocking you. Seven of Swords in reverse came out. So this is letting go. Breaking some bad habits. Breaking habits. It could be this bad habit of your negative train of thoughts. You have like some challenges in your way. This is, in a sense, this is your challenge. Okay, having to break these thoughts. So I'll go ahead and put that under the Nine of Swords. It's almost like the cards are saying, in order to become the King of Cups, like what's keeping you from becoming the King of Cups is your major challenge, which is the Nine of Swords. This lingering depression, this lingering negative mental state, because the mind is all and the universe is mental. Can't nobody keep you from what's for you but yourself, because what's for you is for you. And until you get out of your own head and get out of your own way, you'll never be able to receive that which you are supposed to have. Right? So, just this one more time. And we just gonna rock with it. All right, let's begin. Ancestors, angels, spirits, guides, what messages do you have for today, Wednesday, October 3rd, 2018, on this Wednesday morning? Please, thank you, please, and thanks. And I also heard the number 12, so I might not even just let the cards jump out. I'll do a 12 card pull just to see what comes. I already have the first one, so I move that over. We'll do 3 rows of 4, and it actually represent past, present, future. How about that? All right, so let me know when I'm done shuffling. Spirits, guides, messages. Alright, because one more just flipped over. I'm done shuffling. And what flipped over was the Chariot in reverse. And actually, this is another 7 as well. So I have 2 7s together. 7 is a perfect number, so they say in numerology. It's a number of perfection, a number of spiritual wisdom. So we have this. So basically, your negative thoughts are your challenge. That's keeping you from moving forward. That's kind of point blank, short, sweet, and to the point, right? So the next 2 cards to go into your past position. Let's see. Excuse me, you all. I'm clumsy. I'm working on that. We have the Wheel of Fortune. If you want to see it. Again, this is my Manzel Bowman Tarot deck. The Wheel of Fortune. And then we have 2 of Wands in reverse. So just to discuss it as we start again, these are your challenges. This is what's keeping you up, what's keeping you out of your element, what's keeping you stagnant, what's keeping you from moving forward, what's keeping you from moving forward, literally. The Chariot is Cancer. If we're talking about a love thing, if you're listening to this, it has to do with a person, you could be dealing with a Cancer. I don't know. This could be a situation that went south, an emotional situation that went south with a Cancer. It could be a parent, a loved one, I don't know. But then you're coming into the Wheel of Fortune. This is a 10 card. This is a cycle. This is a karmic card. This is saying you have a cycle. You're in a cycle. These past experience you've gone through was just the karmic cycle. You were supposed to go through these things because it's setting you up for what's coming next. Again, like I said, a lot of cosmic downloads are coming in. The energy is changing. When I was meditating, I started getting cold chills, but I'm not cold. Like I was receiving chills, but my hands were sweaty. That energy was just flowing through as I was holding my cards, my tarot cards, and I started the word just downloading. Yes, some serious downloads are coming in. People are about to get some cosmic upgrades. Your DNA, some dormant DNA that's within you. That's what bullshit ass scientists call junk DNA. It's not. It's just dormant. It's just asleep within you. That stuff, little by little, is starting to come back online. So this karmic cycle of the 2 of Wands being in reverse, this is lack of planning. This is fear of the unknown. This is like a fear of moving forward. And in a sense, even looking at this, it could be a twin flame card. So it could have been if you're thinking of a love perspective, you went through a situation with a twin flame that left you kind of mentally shook. And because of which it was your challenge. The challenge, it caused you, it stagnated you, it stopped you from moving forward. But that, the cards are letting you know this was a karmic cycle. You had to go through this. Again, like I said, you had to go through what you went through to set you up for what's coming. So that's in your past. Again, this is your past issue. So let's move on to let's see what's going on in your present. All right, we have the Knight of Pentacles. And then the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. Wow. We have the Ace of Cups in reverse. A lot of blockages. A lot of fear here. And the Two of Swords in reverse. This is... wow. Let me get some time to look at this. All right, so Knight of Pentacles. Dealing with the knight, period, any type of knight in any suit. This is someone who has taken the steps, made changes to start the journey. However, you're not mature enough yet. You know, you still have some things to learn, some things to do, some things to experience to get the greater perspective of who you are and that what you are supposed to do and live out your soul's mission, that what you're supposed to accomplish here. But this Ten of Pentacles in reverse, everything came reverse afterwards. Very interesting. You have two twos literally on top of each other. You have two sevens right next to each other. And then you have two tens already. So these are, again, like I said, karmic cycles. This ending, this karmic cycle that presently where you're at. What you've been through in the past has led you to this road where you're at right now. You're starting the journey. You're working on your stability. You're working on your craft. You're working on, it could be finances. It could be, you could have started a new job or a new career. You're trying to start a new business. But right now you're in lack right now. Mentally, this is your mental state is what I'm getting. Even though Ten of Pentacles deals with wealth, your inheritance, coming into your own, coming into abundance, establishing yourself, establishing a secure foundation, establishing that what you need. You're not there yet. Again, like I said, the Knight of Pentacles is more mature than the Page, but it's nowhere near the Queen and the King. So you're still, it's almost like you see this Knight of Pentacles, you see how his face, this man is somewhat looking down. It's like he's looking at this. You're still focusing on your loss. You're still focusing on that which went wrong. You're focusing on your broken heart, your lack of emotions. And because of what, you're afraid to make the decision. You're afraid to face your challenges. You're afraid to let go. Again, I said this Two of Wands was the lack of planning because of a fear of the unknown. It's almost like you're afraid to have good things right now. You don't believe, you're working towards it, but what's hindering you, and that's hindering you from your King of Cups and your emotional fulfillment, is you don't even believe that you can have this. You get what I'm saying? Hence why I said shine your light. You are stopping you. That Nine of Swords, you are stopping you. See, this Knight of Pentacles is focusing on this Ten of Pentacles in reverse. He's focusing on everything that he lost. He's focusing on everything that went wrong. He's focusing on being lonely. He's focusing on being broke. Focusing on not having, not being secure. It's like fear. It's like you're so focused on that which you don't have, you can't even see what's right in front of you. You can't see that which you do have. What's right in front of you is this King of Cups, this emotional fulfillment. But because you're so hurt, you haven't healed. You haven't healed these Nine of Swords. You rather keep these Nine of Swords like around you in your back, because sometimes we become comfortable in our pain. You know what I'm saying? We become comfortable in discomfort. It sounds crazy, but that's dead ass. When you're so used to suffering for so long, not suffering is alien to you. It doesn't make sense to you, right? So this two of Swords is saying you're afraid to make the choice. You're afraid to make the choice. You're afraid to let go, and you're blocking your own emotions. This Ace of Cups. Blocked emotions, and the blocked emotions expands outwardly to more than just emotions. It blocks your creativity. It shuts off or it closes up that heart chakra, so you don't have unconditional love. If you're not unconditionally loving to yourself, how can you unconditionally love others, and how can you welcome that love in from others as well? You're cutting off everything. It's like it's okay to cut off stuff sometimes, because some things need to go, but it's like you're cutting off that which you need. It's like cutting your feet. That's what I heard. You're cutting your feet right out from under you. Before you can even start the race, before you can even start the journey, you just saying fuck it. Because of what, it ain't gonna happen. Again, this kind of thing in the last reading I did. You're cutting your feet out from under you because you don't believe you deserve the wealth. Therefore, you're blocking your own emotions. You're blocking your own emotional fulfillment with that King of Cups. It's like night and day up there. That's why I said those two cards are opposite. Emotional fulfillment, emotional mastery is here for you, but you're blocking it out of fear. And out of fear from what happened in the past, but the past is gone. So the past should only be used to shape your present. It shouldn't determine your present. That's two different things. You're letting your past determine your present, which is keeping you from where you need to be. Excuse me, light an incense. This side note, just a little nugget. Lighting incense is good spiritually in the sense that spirit, it represents the element of air, the smoke and the smell. Air is a physical manifestation of the element or of spirit. It's like I said, messages are coming through right now. So it's almost like spirit is talking. So let me go ahead and light my smell good. Let's keep this going. All right. Actually, it was a little bit better having my smoke around me. But yeah, you blocking your own emotions. But again, like I said, it's a karmic cycle. Like I said in the last reading. This is a karmic test. You're getting ready to end these cycles. You got this nine of swords, but you got 2 tens up here. An ending is coming and a cycle is ready to be done, but you're holding on to it because you're still holding on to the past. You're still staying stagnant. You're literally, the chariot is not moving forward. You're staying stuck in this energy. And this 10 of Pentacles is lost, like it's a Pentacles. It could, if it's love that you're talking about, again, with this Ace of Cups sitting right next to it, it could simply be, you could be dealing with an earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, a Capricorn. Something went south with that. It could have been a business partnership that went south, or a creative venture that went south. Something happened that went wrong, and it's keeping you stuck. And you're not making the choices. You're not making the decision to let go. You see these twos sitting right on top of each other, both in reverse. That's giving me the duality of it. Lets me know that could be a partnership. It could have been a love or a business decision. But either the way, you're at a stalemate. Like at the end of this present road, you're at a stalemate. So it's like you have a choice to make. It can go either way. You can continue to sit in this, or you can move forward for what's waiting for you. So let's go on to this future position, this potential future position, and be mindful now. You have the power to shape your destiny. You have the power to bring in whatever you want. You have to make the mental decision to go for it. You have to make the mental decision to shine your light and be that which you are, which is great, which is divine. Exactly. Releasing conflict, the 5 of Wands in reverse, and that's in the future position. Let's see what else we got. We have the Knight of Swords in reverse. This could be breaking the focus up on taking your focus off of this conflict, like letting this conflict go, letting go of whatever opinions you have on what it was. Like, fuck it, it's done, it's gone. We have the Magician in reverse. It's interesting. Let's see what that Magician in reverse is talking about. The Magician normally is like the channel, the divine channel. Let's see. We're going to clarify that. And then we end with the Knight of Cups. So releasing the conflict. No longer cutting out the conflict with this Knight of Swords. But this Magician in reverse is very interesting. Magician is the Mercury card, right? It's the card of communication. It's the divine, what would I say? It's the vessel. He's a divine vessel, the divine channel between the universe and the earth, bringing the messages to earth. But the fact that it's in reverse, it say you're not using your skills right. You're using your power for manipulation, or not even necessarily manipulation, but it says you could be using your power to serve you for maybe, let's say, earthly or worldly concerns versus emotional fulfillment. Instead of fulfilling yourself emotionally, Knight of Cups, you're just using it for, just to get by. You're using it, okay, well, let me get this job, or let me just pay this bill. That's not what it's for. But at the end of if you're just coming into the Knight of Cups, again, you have another knight here. It's more mature than a page, but not as mature as the Queen, the King. But this is emotional. This is like before you can even get to the King, you have to start with the page and you start moving with the knight. You nurture your thoughts and your emotions with the Queen, and you master that when you become the King. But right now it's just saying you've been through a lot emotionally. A lot. A whole lot. That's what I'm getting. You've been through a whole lot. And it's throwing you off. See how this Magician reverse is coming up under this. I like to read the entire spread in different ways because different messages are relayed. But the Magician in reverse is sitting right up under the Ace of Cups in reverse. That hurtful, that broken heart of yours, that emotional just setback really fucked up your magic. Or you're allowing it to fuck up your magic instead of allowing it to empower your magic, turning your pain into pleasure, turning that pain into fuel, turning it into fire. That pain should light your fire. It shouldn't block your fire. That's something that you need to work on in the future. And again, it's like making a decision. These twos lead into this Knight of Cups. Starting this emotional process, this emotional healing. That's what I get. Knight of Cups says emotional healing in my mind. Clarify. So you got this past, present. This emotional healing. I'm sorry. Let me show you. It's 9 of Pentacles. The abundance, the wealth at the end of the journey. So you have 2 9s now. We've got 2 9s, 2 10s, 2 7s, 2 2s, 2 knights. I'm sorry, 3 knights. Knight of Cups, Knight of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. So whoever is watching this, you started on your journey. You're not there yet. You're aiming to reach your king level, of course, as we all are. You're aiming to become your king. But this is a process. This is a process that you have to go through. And you see, we got some swords. We got this 9 of Swords, this 2 of Swords, and this Knight of Swords. That's your mental strength. And it's all in reverse. With the 2 and the Knight are in reverse with this 9 of Swords upright, which is already, and the 7 of Swords in reverse, excuse me. So it's a lot of mental. It's a lot of mental fuckery. If that makes sense. A lot of mental fuckery. A lot of mental fuckery. Let me see. This was a clarification for the Knight of Cups. It's a lot of mental fuckery going on. And it's just mental fuckery that you are holding on to because you are afraid to let it go. It's hard to let go of that which you've been through. Just, it's too much mental fuckery that you're bringing on yourself, or you're allowing to stay on yourself instead of letting it go. But abundance is waiting for you. It's yours. It's by divine birthright. 9 of Pentacles. It's waiting for you. Abundance is waiting for you. Self-sufficiency, independence. That's what these twos could have been. Codependent. You're too codependent on that which existed in the past. Whatever it was that left, whatever it was is being let go, is being cut off. You're still trying to hold on to it. You are so codependent on that. You don't think you can stand alone. That's what's blocking your magic. Okay? This conflict is ready to go. It's ready to be removed out of your space. But you have to be mindful of letting that go. The more you hold on to it, the more you block your magic. But eventually, I will say, like I said, what's for you is for you. You'll come into this Knight of Cups. You'll come into your emotional strength to start focusing on your abundance. And at the bottom of the deck, your overall theme, 3 of Swords. Oh, missing the camera. 3 of Swords. That's literally heartbreak, betrayal, rejection, having something ripped away from you unexpectedly, having something taken from you, loss, regret, shame, pain. Like, look at him. He's got his back to the camera. He's got these 3 swords going all through him, and he's just looking off, like just focusing on all this pain, And it's not good for you. Like, it's not good at all. And like I said, that could be what the download is. These downloads are coming, but it won't exist in your being if you're still on this low vibration, these low frequencies of heartbreak. It's not the end of the world. Yet it comes to a point where you really have to look at yourself in the mirror and analyze everything that you've been through, put it all into perspective. Had you not gone through everything that you had gone through, I've said it before in another reading, you would not be where you are. But if you want great things to come, if you expect great things to come, you have to let go of that past pain. It's not going to get you anywhere. Yes, it's not going to get you anywhere, but it's just going to bring you more pain. This Wheel of Fortune is also the card of Jupiter. Jupiter is it's the largest planet. It's the planet of expansion. This is a karmic cycle. And the last one I kept saying, your final exam is coming. Like, it's time for you to take this test. It's like the universe wants you to break this cycle, break this pattern, in this shit. But you have to want that for yourself. Make this a little bit better, hopefully. You have to want it for yourself. You have to end it for yourself. But the more you choose to hold on to it, the more it will remain. All right, that's the best I can do. So we just gonna work with that. Too much pain. Like, that's why I said, whoever watches this or reads this could just be my message as well. You've been through so much mentally and emotionally. It drains you. Like, tired. Like, I'm getting chills just reading this. So much hurt. Like, oh my gosh. I'm sorry you went through it, but at the same time, I'm not, because you needed to. That's the karmic cycle that's getting ready to cut, is this karmic cycle of pain, this karmic cycle of hurt, this karmic cycle of betrayal, of mistrust, of lack, loss, being lonely. Because at the end of it all comes the Knight of Cups, Nine of Pentacles, and eventually your King of Cups. But until you're ready to let it go, until you're ready to let that pain go, you're going to forever be going through it. You're going to forever be feeling it. Yes? I'm sorry, y'all. I keep adjusting this camera because I want y'all to see everything. Kind of get a spiel, a good feel on what I'm seeing. All right, that's cool. I'll rock with that. So I'm going to pull a couple cards to see what the crystal deck has to say. Ancestors, angels, guardians, spirits, guides. Any affirmations or messages you have from the crystal realm, frequency of crystals, as well as fairies. Anything. What messages do you have for this intuitive reading today on Wednesday, Mercury day, messenger of the gods? What messages do you have? Please and thank you. Please and thanks. Right? And first to come out, or what came out, it's the angel of loyalty. Angel of loyalty. And the crystal that corresponds with that, Dalmatian jasper. I actually don't have it. I wish I did, but I'm going to read it. It says, are you having issues with loyalty? Are you building relationships with trustworthy and reliable people? Are you having issues with being faithful? It says, take a look at your own level of fidelity and dependability, and make a pledge to be loyal to yourself and others. So again, like I said, this Nine of Pentacles, this is coming into a state when you're coming out of being codependent. You probably put so much into other people, other things, and not into yourself, and it's left you depleted. I'm feeling tired, like my stomach is starting to hurt. Like you're depleted right now, very depleted off of your experiences. These people, whatever it was, it could have been a past job, a career that you put so much time into, and you were like let go all of a sudden, or a relationship where you gave your heart and somewhat your soul, and then they just left you, and they decided that you're not for me, and they left you. And now you're just stuck. You're not being faithful to yourself. You're not being trustworthy and reliable to yourself. You don't trust yourself anymore because you made like that one bad past decision. Oh, well, I can't make any decision anymore. Nah, let that go. You're supposed to make an error. You're supposed to fuck up here or there. Those are your fuck ups are your lessons. They're your learning experiences. Like, you can't blame yourself for what goes wrong because everything is not supposed to go right at times. How can you learn? How can you learn to correct yourself if you never make a mistake? How can you learn to fix that which you never break, that which is never broken? Okay, that's this all your mess ups and your mishaps and your slip ups, your errors. They're supposed to help you expand knowledge, expand your awareness, expand your consciousness. You're supposed to experience these things because they're going to catapult you into the opposite. Like, how can you ever know happiness if you're never sad? How can you never know what healing feels like if you've never been in pain? But you can't hold on to the pain. You have to accept the pain as a lesson and let it go. The heartbreak, this Three of Swords that you've experienced, is a lesson. It is an experience. You are not heartbreak. You are not heartbroken. You are experiencing heartbreak. You're experiencing the pain that comes with that. Okay? You are not the emotion. You experience the emotion. When you become so attached to your emotions, that keeps you trapped. That is low vibrational. Okay? You're experiencing the emotions. You are the conscious being here to have the experience, to log into your DNA, to your Akashic records, to help you expand in this universe. If you expand on a larger spectrum as melanated people, the shit that we are going through, but we know we've walked this planet as gods, and gods is the original people, but look at us now. But at the same time, how could you truly know how great you were if you never hit the lowest of the low? That was what slavery and all this shit is now. It was our low point. So we can truly see how great you are, you need to be low. You need to be at the bottom for a moment, and then to realize, nah, this bottom place, this is not where I belong. I don't need to sit in this anymore. That's karmic. That's the law of rhythm as well. What goes up must come down, and what is down must come up. The ebb and flow of the universe. Everything flows out and in. Once you're on the top, eventually, once you reach the top, you reach the zenith or the highest point of your growth, then starts your decline. It may be gradual. It doesn't have to be a fast decline. It could be a gradual decline, but either other way, once you reach the highest point that you can go, it is now time for you to start declining. And then once you reach the lowest point that you can go, it is now time for you to start rising. Okay? Ebb and flow, up and down, in and out, balance. That is how opposite ends of the spectrum. But see, with the universe is always in a state of expansion. Jupiter is always in a state of growing bigger. So however high you went the first time, once you reach your low point, once you start rising again, you're going to surpass that high point that you just fell from because you've already been there. You know that level. So now you're going to move up higher. Okay, you're going to expand higher. You're going to reach a higher point. And then once you reach that next high point, it is time for you to start your decline again. And yes, you're going to hit another rock bottom. And like where you are, the rock bottom that you hit first, you're going to surpass that because you've reached a higher point. So now you have to reach an equal point on the opposing end of the spectrum. So as high as you went the first time, you're going higher now. Now you have to go lower. That is the balance. That's how the universe operates. Just like the seasons. In the spring, everything is reborn, but in the wintertime, everything dies. You know, what was born in the spring has to now die. If more was born in the spring, more has to die in the winter for even more to come back in the spring. And then it will die. It all dies. And you get what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to sound like no broken record, but ultimately, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. And the card, the goddess affirmation, the card that came out was the goddess Allah. It's an Igbo goddess. She's the goddess of imagination. I spread happiness everywhere I go. And she's the goddess of creativity. This block creativity. I even put that to the magician as well, because to be a magician, you have to use your imagination. You have to know that what you're experiencing is real. You have to visualize this stuff. So her lesson, okay, the affirmation, she said, I spread happiness everywhere I go. Get off this negativity shit. Get off of that. Stop carrying that around with you. Okay, stop carrying that around with you, because if you focus, you're always going to exist in the present, and focusing so much on past negativity, it's just going to breed more negativity. Get off of that shit. Stay in this moment. In this moment, be in your imagination, be in your happiness, be in your divinity. Her lesson, can you imagine feeling unburdened by baggage? You see what I'm saying? Just like I said earlier, it's very easy to find comfort in being uncomfortable. When you've been uncomfortable for so long, comfort is an alien concept. It's foreign to you. So you can't even imagine being unburdened. You can't imagine being happy. You can't imagine being at peace. You can't imagine being surrounded by great things. You can't imagine having everything that you want and having everything that you need, because you're so stuck focusing on your lack. You're so stuck focusing on your heartbreak. You're so stuck focusing on shit going wrong, and you not moving forward. You not being able to establish that what you want to establish. You not being able to live in your truth. You can't imagine being in your truth. You probably don't even know what your truth is. You know what I'm saying? The next thing, what if you use your thoughts, swords. What if you used your thoughts to rehearse victories instead of defeats? Rehearse your winning. Visualize, imagine, meditate. It's all comes down to visualization. Whatever you want to manifest, whatever you desire, whatever you love and you want to come into fruition, you have to see it in your mind's eye first. In your mind's eye first. You have to see it first. You have to see it and believe that it will come and it will manifest. If all you focus is on are your failures, you're just going to bring more failure. Again, that's what's keeping you from moving forward. Rehearse your victories instead of defeats. It says you would experience much more happiness if you were willing to forgive yourself of others. Rejoice in this thought with the inspired spirit of Allah, the Igbo goddess of creativity. Yes. You have the choice. Two of Swords. No matter where you are, no matter what you go through, no matter what you experience, you have the choice to be positive about it. You have the choice to find the positivity in everything that you believe is negative. That is what it is, being the magician, being the alchemist, turning your pain into power and pleasure. Turn your pain into power. Let your pain fuel your fire. Let what went wrong guide you to do what's right. Guide you into what's right. You know what I'm saying? I'm done. I think my throat chakra just closed up on me. Like, that was the message. Because emotional fulfillment is waiting for you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? This King of Cups, this mastery is waiting for you. You are the King of Cups. See that? I'm going to sit this on top of this Three of Swords. This Three of Swords is the heartbreak. This King of Cups is going to sit right on top of it. Like, fuck this heartbreak. That heartbreak made me who I am. It's gotten me to where I need to be. Had my heart not been broken, I could have never healed it to make it stronger than it was in the first place. I wouldn't have learned those lessons. Now I know how to protect myself. Now I know how to recognize certain signs. Now I know myself better. I know what I want. I know more of what I want. I know more of what I deserve. I know more of what I'm worth. And I will not settle for that. If I see any of these signs, like this Three of Swords was the first time, if I see any of those signs that led to this Three of Swords occurring again, I know now to walk away. I know now to say, fuck it. That's not for me. This is a very familiar situation and I know how it turns out. And I know what I'm worth now. I know what I deserve. Okay? I know what I desire. Yes? So, my beautiful people, anybody that's watching, I hope this resonates. It's time to shine your light. All that pain is like, it's like a shell, a cocoon that you're forcibly putting yourself into. That stifle is literally just, you're blocking your light. You're just a big spark of divinity and you've encased yourself in this solid shell so that you can't shine outwardly. You can't shine your life forward. You can't move forward. You can't expand. You can't grow. You can't blossom into who you're supposed to be. Thinking of the Rose of Jericho, I just saw a picture of a Rose of Jericho, the herb or the plant It's beautiful. I read that it has the ability to dry up and dry out, but it doesn't die, because the moment you put its roots back in water, it comes back to life and it literally opens up. It literally blossoms itself. When it dries, it closes in. And when you stick your roots into water cups, water, which represents emotions, you stick the roots back into water, and you get in and you absorb those emotions, and you use it to fuel you, empower you, instead of letting it keep you down, or baggage, as Allah says. You will blossom. You will open up. You will have so much to share with the world. Your light will be so bright, and then it will be able to touch others and spark their light, and then it's like a chain reaction. You will empower your environment, and then all that comes across you in your environment will be empowered, and so on and so forth. You're a beautiful being. You have to remember that. The swords you've endured, the challenges you faced, the stagnation, it was all a karmic cycle. It was all a lesson to see, can you handle it? It wasn't a lesson to stop you, to make you be afraid. Get out of that. Plan, okay? In this moment, plan. Plan for your future, but don't try to have so much control over it, because you can't control anything outside of yourself. It's okay to plan for that what you desire, but you have to be so detached from the results that no matter what happens, you find solace in whatever result you get. Yeah. Whew. That was a lot. That took a lot out of me. So I'm going to go ahead and call it right here. So thank you for watching. My name is Yanna. This is my channel, Low Key Vibes. I'm bringing you some high vibrations while I remain low key. I also do readings. I do personal readings. I'm gonna put my information down in the description or in the comments. You can contact me, and we can negotiate the prices. So far my price list, I do personal readings. If you would like, I charge $15 for 20 minutes, $20 for 30 minutes, and $45 for a whole hour, as well as a full oracle spread with my other decks as well, and doing giving you ancestral messages. I'm very into connecting to the ancestral realms. So a lot of the information that I get, I can tell now it's coming from ancestors. So that's me. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it makes sense. I hope it resonates. Go ahead. You can see one good, nice, widespread. It's a beautiful reading. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you watching. Excuse me. Thank you for watching, loves and lovelies. And I hope you all have a blessed week. I'll see you on the next go round.